everyone. Today's book is called The Adventures of Paddington. Dear Aunt Lucy, today has been a day full of love. Did you know that there is an entire day a year to celebrate it? It's a day called Love Day. Happy Love Day, said Mr. Brown, surprising Mrs. Brown with a special heart-shaped breakfast. What's Love Day? Asked Paddington, popping up at the table. It sounds like a jolly nice day. It is, replied Mrs. Brown. It's about letting the people you know that you love them. Happy Love Day, everyone, said Mrs. Bird as she walked in, carrying a large bag of Love Day cards. Mrs. Brown reminding her about the special treat they had in store that evening. Mr. Brown is taking us all to the Columbian Cafe in the park to celebrate. He booked it weeks ago. Mrs. Brown dropped the saucepan in the sink with a splash. You've forgotten to book the cafe, haven't you? Darling, asked Mrs. Brown, looking worried. No, of course not, sputtered Mr. Brown, rushing out. But Mr. Brown had forgotten. He hurtled to the park with Judy and Jonathan to see if he could book a table that evening. On the way, they bumped into Mateo and his dog, Lucky, whose leg got wrapped around Mr. Brown's scooter. When Lucky spotted a squirrel, he went charging after it. Dragging Mr. Brown with him. No, Lucky, stop! Meanwhile, Paddington had made a special Love Day card for Mrs. Bird. Thank you, Paddington, she replied, admiring his handiwork. That's very kind of you. But Paddington hadn't just made one Love Day card, he'd made a whole stack of them. Mrs. Bird, could you help me deliver these, please? Goodness, Paddington, gasped Mrs. Bird. You have made a lot of friends since arriving from Peru. Yes, I suppose I have, agreed Paddington. I've made cards for everyone. Mrs. Bird took Paddington out on her motorcycle to deliver his Love Day card. Broom, boom, boom. Happy Love Day, Paddington. Paddington called to his feathered friend. I've made you a car. A great gush of wind blew Paddington's card clean out of his paws. Oh, bother, cried Paddington, as his cards was scattered far and wide. Don't worry, said Mrs. Bird, dropping Paddington off on the pavement. I'll get them back. And with that, she zoomed away. As Paddington walked along the road, the wind whipped another of his cards past him and into Mr. Grubber's antique shop. Inside, Paddington spotted the card tucked in a suit of armour. There you are. Way! Paddington couldn't reach it, so he climbed onto a globe, but it began to spin round and round. He just managed to grab the card when the suit of armour toppled towards him with a crash. Goodness me, Paddington, said Mr. Grubber, hearing the kerfuffle. What's going on? He looked down to see his suit of armour in pieces on the floor and Paddington wearing the helmet. "Happy Love Day, Mr. Grubber," called Paddington. Just then the helmet fell over his eyes. Glang. "Thank you, Paddington," chuckled Mr. Grubber. "Happy Love Day to you, too." After leaving Mr. Grubble's shop, Paddington noticed Pigeon had found one of the Love Day cards caught on the bunting outside. "Well done, Pigeonton," he called as he climbed up to get it. Paddington walked carefully along the bunting, but when he reached the middle, it got very wobbly. "Whoa! Boing!" The poor bear was flipped up into the air and left hanging from one foot upside down. "I appear to be rather tied up," he said with a sigh. Mrs. Bird spotted Paddington dangling from the bunting. "How on earth did you get up there, wee cub?" she said, climbing up to get him. "Now let's get you free. We've only one more card to find." But just as Mrs. Bird untangled Paddington, the bunting snapped, and they both swung down towards the ground. Whoa! Plop! Mrs. Bird landed perfectly on her motorbike and crash! Paddington landed in the rubbish bin. "I found the last card," cheered Paddington, spotting it in the bottom of the bin. "Clever wee cub," said Mrs. Bird. "Jump on, we'll go straight to the park." And off they sped. Mrs. Bird and Paddington reached the cafe as it was turning to dusk. The Browns were waiting for them. "Hello, everyone," began Paddington. "I've got cards for you all." Paddington tripped and his cards went flying, landing on the grass just as the park keeper was mowing the lawn. Crunch! The park keeper accidentally cut them into 100 pieces with his lawnmower. "Oh no," gasped Paddington. "My Love Day cards." "Now no one will know that I love them on Love Day," said Paddington sadly. "Cards aren't the only way you show people you love them. Mrs. Brown said you show us every day by being such a lovely bear." Suddenly, the air was full of tiny bits of paper from Paddington Love Day cards. "Oh," gasped everyone, catching the confetti and reading Paddington's Love Day messages. "I love you. You make me so happy. You are my very best friend." It was a magical moment. "This might be our best Love Day ever," said Mr. Brown. "Thank you, Paddington." The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. Comment down below what stories you'd like me to read next. Thank you for watching. Bye.